Hi and welcome to my channel. My name's Claire Howard and it has been a while. So, some of you might be glad to know, some of you might not care. I am back on Slim World, so the Slim World vlogs are making a comeback. Let's have a chat about what's been going on and what we are hoping is going to happen going forward. Grab a cuppa, come join me. Okay, hi. So, like I said, it has been a while. I don't think I've done a Slim World vlog, or I haven't been to Slim World and haven't been in the position to do Slim World vlogs since, I don't know, March, April, at the beginning of the year. Where has this year gone, by the way? I saw a quote the other day, which I thought was really funny. Which people currently can't believe how quick the year's flown by, how cold the weather is, how quick the nights are drawing in, and how close Christmas is. There was a few other things on there, but I thought it was so funny because they're all the things I literally can't believe. But anyway, I have not been to Slim World all year. I told myself I couldn't be bothered to go anymore. I didn't fancy it. I was a bit bored of it. I'd had enough. And I was gonna maybe try something else, maybe try nothing. I just got a bit stuck in a rut, and to be honest, I could not be bothered. So I took a break. And I've been quite happy taking a break, happily telling myself every week I'm gonna start calorie counting, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. This looks like a healthier thing to do, this looks like this thing to do. But the reality of it is, when I'm at home and I just put it down to myself to do it, it's always a case of I do a day and then, I'll just do it next. I'll start again next week. So from about, I wanted to lose weight before I went to Ibiza, which was in June, and my family holiday in May. So I went on both of those holidays, a dress size bigger and a good stone heavier than my usual weight. Don't really matter, didn't affect what sort of time I had. However, yeah, I've just not been able to get myself in the groove of it this year. It literally just has not worked. So the other day I did just decide enough is enough. I have put on quite a bit of weight. When I say quite a bit of weight, so to get to where I want to be, I need to lose pretty much 2 stone. So I'm about 2 stone over my usual sort of weight where I'm happy. And I just thought to myself, at the moment I'm not amazingly fussed by my weight. I've upped my clothes size. I've been buying 14s and 16s, which took me a while to do. I went through that phase where I was just uncomfortably wearing my clothes that didn't really fit. But I bought some bigger sizes, and you know what? When you buy the size that fits, you actually start looking a whole lot better again. So I was quite happy and I was putting up with it. But then I thought, if I keep going the way I am, I'm going to put on more weight. We're now coming up for Christmas. We're going on holiday in May after Christmas. So I would not be happy if I now continue to put another 1.5 stone, 2 stone on top of what I've done, which if I keep eating how I'm eating, which is literally, I'm just eating rubbish, which we will get to, is another reason I decided to go back to Slim World. So yeah, my deciding to join and how it came about this week, I've been putting it off and I've been thinking, shall I go back to Slim World? I'm like, I can't really be bothered. And then I thought this week, and it literally was down to the last minute. I was putting dinner out for the boys and I was just like, yeah, that's it, I'm going tonight. And I got in my car and went when Mark got home. But it was a very, very last minute. I was again going to say to myself, no, I'll do it next week. But then I was like, no, Claire, you're going to go now. So I took myself off to Slim World. And as I explained to Lindsay, I've gone to the same group I've always gone because Lindsay's lovely. I probably consider her a friend, and I'm more than happy to support her in her Slim World business. I just said to her, losing weight will be a bonus in this, but it's actually getting back to cooking and finding a bit of a passion for cooking and varying my diet and putting effort, because I just cannot be bothered to do the shopping. I can't be bothered to cook. So what's happening? I get to the evening and I haven't bothered doing the shopping, so there's not really anything in. So it ends up being grabbing something from the freezer. And actually the food I'm eating isn't any better than when I'm on Slim World. It's very unvaried. There's probably not any salad or vegetables on my plate. I mean, I have not eaten a bit of fruit as a snack in forever. My diet becomes very bland. I'm very much a bread person. I'll be toast for breakfast, a sandwich for lunch, and like a burger or something in a pita bread for dinner. So my diet has just become very careless, and I need to start getting my head in a space where I'm doing shopping, where I'm thinking about what I'm going to eat, getting excited about the meals I'm going to make, that I'm prepping, and I'm taking some lunch to work, that I'm having breakfast so I'm suddenly not famished and just eating whatever during the day. So this is my thinking, okay? I want to get myself back in a space where I am preparing a food shop, planning meals, as well as anything, it's going to save us some money because I'm just ordering a shed load of food, and I'm not being funny, we are wasting a lot as well because I can't be bothered to cook it, and I'm doing something rubbish instead, and we're getting takeaways. So it's just all getting back into that routine that somehow at the beginning of this year I've lost, and I just haven't been able to get my mojo back and get my head back in that space to do it. So who's joining me? Who's ready? I was very overwhelmed by the amount of messages I got on my Instagram account when I shared last week that I had rejoined Slim and Well. For those of you that messaged me, and if you are here today, thank you very much. So nice to have you here with me. Let's get on it and let's do it. So this video is a little bit of a, what do we call it, soft launch back into Slim and Well, because I'm not going to lie to you guys, it took me about 3 days to get signed back into my app. I did do a shop, but I didn't have the food in to start with. So I've just been getting my head back in the game. And a lot of this week was based on just eating stuff that I knew I could eat, free food and things, rather than actually looking at sins and working things out. So I'm going to call this my Slim and World soft launch. Next week we are on it. I will be doing a shop. I'll be getting food in, start trying some new things, new recipes again. I've got my JD seasonings order in, so I've got stocked up on those. Don't forget, I do have a 10% off code. So if you are looking to shop JD seasonings, pop my 10% off code in and you will save. I find those meal kits so handy and so flavoursome. Like at the weekend, I made a roast, and their roast potato seasoning, oh, it's just divine. I love it. There used to be a chip shop in Norwich. It was actually called Chick King, and they done chicken and wedges. And that seasoning reminds me of the wedges. They're like a childhood taste that I would, the shop's gone now. Would love to be able to get some of those. So that reminds me of those on the potatoes. So that's nice to do, even if it's like with chicken or something and not a roast dinner. Anyway, I'm going to stop yabbering. Let's get into the vlog. Best of luck for this week, guys. And if you're joining me on this Slim and Well journey, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and give the video a little like. Obviously, there is a backlog with loads of food ideas. I could do with watching them because I need some new inspo and food ideas. And yeah, welcome back. Tomorrow is officially going to be my first day back on plan on Slim and World. And I've gotten over the first hurdle today, which is to actually get some food prep. I am at work all day tomorrow and will work all day Saturday. And I had quite a busy day today. I ended up going out, which I wasn't planning on doing. So it got to just before picking the kids up from school, and I was like, oh no, I haven't been to the supermarket and got my food to do my food prep. And I quickly made myself get up, get to the supermarket. There was that moment where I was like, oh, I won't bother, I'll start the day after. But then I thought about it. Tomorrow I'm at work all day, like 8 till 6. I'm not going to be prepping anything tomorrow after work. So that would mean that I wouldn't do it Saturday either, which meant Sunday would be the first day that I would get back on plan. And obviously I joined up again on Wednesday, and I've had today off because I have been out and I had food already arranged for today. So tomorrow is my first day. So we're going to start strong on Friday. And what is on my menu tomorrow? I'm going to have my poached eggs and beans for breakfast, which is one of my staples. If you've watched my videos from a while back now, I just have half a tin of beans in a dish, pop it in the microwave and put a couple of poached eggs on top. Love it for breakfast, nice and easy, quick to eat, out of a dish, a bit like having a bowl of cereal. So I've just prepped this vegetable chili, which is literally, I forgot to get mushrooms. So it is just chopped aubergine, courgette, onion, a can of chickpeas, passata, chili and a veggie stock cube. So that is sin-free, and I'm pretty much 100% sure I've got some cauliflower rice in my freezer that's been waiting forever for me to eat it, because cauliflower rice has not been on my menu. And yeah, that is what I'm going to take tomorrow for work. I've got some bananas, I've got a pineapple and some mango to cut up, so my snacks will be fruit. And tomorrow evening after work, I did see, I saw a dish being prepared, I think it was on the Slim and Well page actually, an air fry dish. So I'm going to do some chips, put them in the air fryer with some spray. I picked up a couple of sprays. I don't actually want to go back to fry light, don't know why. I just feel like I have preferred using like regular oils. So I have got this air fryer this is a fry light, but the ingredients, it is literally just rapeseed and avocado oil. And then I've got this extra virgin olive oil spray. So obviously I'm gonna have to spin these in my dishes, but it's not a lot. And actually I would rather just have a regular natural oil. in my food. So yeah, I'm gonna have air fryer, I'm gonna do the chips, then I'm gonna add peppers and chicken, and I have got a JD seasoning, salt and pepper seasoning, so it's just gonna be like salt and pepper, chicken and chips in the air fryer, nice and quick to do after work. Then work again on Saturday, which is going to be pretty much the same for breakfast and lunch, and I'm sure I've planned something for dinner that I cannot yet think of. But I'll show you. No, I haven't planned Saturday's dinner because I'm finishing at about 3. So anyway, I'll sort that out on Saturday and I'll let you know what I have. So first hurdle has been jumped. We are prepped and ready to start our week strong. I will make a food plan over the weekend for my food to go on for the following week because I haven't been prepping any food. I've literally barely been doing the grocery shop because I've just gone off doing any of it. Like, I can't be bothered to do the shopping, can't be bothered to plan what we're eating. So it has all been last minute stuff. Breakfast, I've just been skipping. Lunch has been grabbing a meal deal or going out, or, you know, I don't know, it's toast, just nothing. And then evening meals, we've been having some food boxes, which are great. And obviously you can incorporate them in the Slim Well plan. On the days we're not having them, I've even had like nugget and chips nights, like the kids out of the freezer, because I just got out of the habit of planning food and I'm a bit about it. So I'm hoping that starting this again is going to give me a bit of inspiration and a bit more vermouche into my cooking, because I really do I say do because I feel like I do enjoy doing it, but I haven't done it for so long that I don't remember that I enjoy doing it. So hopefully we're going to rekindle that good relationship with cooking and preparing my food, keeping it interesting, keeping it exciting, and drop a few pounds along the way. Anyway, that is my little update for today, and I'll catch you again tomorrow. So good morning, day 1 of being back on plan. I'm now walking to work, get the steps in. My work is very much sat down all day, so it does me good just to walk to and from work, get a little bit of exercise and fresh air, because obviously I'm indoors all day as well. So I've had breakfast before I've left the house, the first time in forever that I've eaten breakfast before work. I just had, like I said, half dinner beans, 2 poached eggs, yummy, nice and warming. As the mornings are getting nice and warming, now the mornings are getting a bit cooler. And I have got on my shoulder my lunch bag, also the first time in forever. So in there I've got my veg chilli that I made with a bag of cauliflower steamed rice, which I've heated up this morning and put in my show flask. I've got a can of Pepsi Max, banana and some chopped up mango. So I'm feeling pretty satisfied with myself today. Here's to a good start on day 1 being back on Slim World. Good morning. So we are on Sunday. So I have done Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So we are on our full day 3 of being back on Slim and Well plan. So I thought I'd come on this morning for a little catch up. Please do excuse me. Sunday morning, I'm in my leggings and bodysuit. Hair wash. Had my shower this morning, washed my hair. So I'm going to dry that and straighten it later, which just always makes me feel better. I'm currently in the process of having a full through house clean. Then I'm going to put a roast dinner in the oven and we are going to chill out. So roast dinner is going back to a Slim and Well style roast dinner. So I will show you through how I cook my roast dinner later. I'm also back on doing those 1 sin Yorkshire puddings that we all used to love and enjoy. However, just recently I've been having the beef dripping ones from Asda. Obviously wanting to get back on plan, these little tweaks are the things that are going to help us along the way. Now the 1 sin Yorkshires were always fabulous. Now I looked up the recipe earlier, and it's on my phone so I can't tell you, but I will put it up on the screen when I make them later. Yesterday, so let's just go through the week briefly. So Wednesday, it was egg and beans for breakfast. I made that veg chilli, took it in a flask with some fruit for lunch, done exactly the same on Thursday. So those 2 days are twinning with the food. In the evening on Friday when I came home, really quick handy dinner. I'd actually seen it on the Slim and Well page. It popped up on my Facebook. And I kind of tweaked that because I used my JD seasoning salt and pepper chips. So it was literally, I sliced up some potato chips, popped them in the air fryer for 10 minutes. Then I add my diced chicken and the salt and pepper, then I diced up some chicken, mixed that in the salt and pepper seasoning, popped that in for a further 10 minutes with the chips. In the meantime, I chopped up some peppers and onions, done them on the pan, and then once the 10 minutes was up, put the stuff in the air fryer into the pan, mix that all together with a little more of the salt and pepper seasoning. Now, I'm telling you, I thought that was absolutely lush, loved it, and that will be a definite another quick, like after work dinner, and it's nice for the weekend because it does feel like a bit of a takeaway. Last night I was planning on making the lamb doner kebabs, again using the JD seasoning spice mix. However, I got home from work and do you know, I've been really tired this week and I just could not be bothered. So I ended up doing the kids' dinosaur nuggets and waffles and I got some chicken thighs out, and I'd just done Mark and I chicken thighs, and I'd done them in a little tiny bit of smoked paprika. Again, because it worked so well yesterday doing the wedges and the chicken together in the air fryer, I done my chicken thighs in there and I put them in with the wedges and just cooked the whole lot in one drawer. And then we had that with a load of salad. I'm telling you, salad has not been on my plate very recently at all. So I'm now working on adding way more salad and way more vegetables to every plate I eat. So that was really nice as well, and so easy. Again, it's when you can't be bothered to cook, just making sure you've got the ingredients to put something quick together, like wedges and chicken in the air fryer, toss on some smoked paprika or some curry powder, whatever seasonings you've got, and pop it in the air fryer, and it's a lush meal. Just chop up your salad and you are good to go. 20 minutes on the plate, filling, yummy and freshly made, which is always good. So I'm now going to get on with my cleaning and I'll show you our roast dinner later. I'm going to whip up some breakfast in a minute. I think I might. Someone actually reminded me the other day on one of my other social media pages about the omelette makers. I haven't used mine in years, totally forgot about it. So I did dish that out the other day. So I might make myself a little omelette with some beans for breakfast. Egg and beans again. It's just a go-to breakfast when on Slim and Well. It's easy, filling, you've got your protein, it's all free food, and it is filling, warming, and just nice. Anyway, let's get on with cleaning and I'll catch up later with that roast dinner. I hope you're having a fabulous week. I know I've even had I'll talk about it later when I look a bit better. Have a fab week. Hope you are having a good week, and I'll catch up later with that roast.
So if you Google ones in Yorkshires, you can find the recipe for this. I think it's Fat Girl Skinny that I got it off. I'm putting in 100 mils of skimmed milk, 2 eggs, 60 grams of flour. I have doubled up this recipe to make twice as much. Now it says about sifting flour and all that sort of thing. That's not my game. I just chuck it all in and blitz it with my blitzer. I have used the JD Seasonings Perfect Roast Potatoes and a little bit of oil spray for my sweet potatoes and roast potatoes. I made 12. The mixture was for 8, but hey ho, they came out all right. And this is my finished roast dinner.
Good morning. So we are now on Monday, day 4 of Slim and Well. Yesterday I finished just with the roast dinner and eggs and beans for breakfast, and this morning I haven't 100% got myself back on being prepared in the last week, but I do have a shop turning up today with some meal planning and some fruit and stuff. But this morning when I got up, there was literally zero stuff in the cupboard. So I did stop off at Co-op and get myself a meal deal. I got this Vit Hit mineral water. So it's water, juice, tea and vitamins, 1.5 cents. I really enjoy this and it's a really nice refreshing drink. So handy to know you can pick that up in the shop. I've also picked up, this was a meal deal, but the only thing I was going to make tuna pasta salad, and then I discovered I had no pasta. So I bought this naked noodles. I haven't scanned it yet, but I know these are really low in sins. And then I stopped off, and like I said, I got a meal deal, but my meal deal was melon chunks, which is the main, and then another pot of fruit just for in-betweens, because I'm at work all day. I had no fruit. I had some spotty bananas, and I just don't like them once they start going brown. So that's what I've got, naked noodles and some fruit. I could have just decided not to bring anything and maybe get really hungry and then binge on stuff when I got home. So I'm glad I made that decision. I also finally logged into the Slim World app yesterday, which is how I found out the sins of my water and stuff. I've just been winging it and eating the stuff that I know I can have so far. So that is my day today. When I get home, I think I've got like salmon stir fry or something that I'm going to do for dinner out of my shopping. And yes, so it is Monday and my first weigh-in is going to be this Wednesday evening.
Yep, salmon stir fry for dinner. Haven't had this for ages and it is one of my favourites. I love it.
Good morning, how are we all? So it is, what day is it? Tuesday. So my first weigh-in will be tomorrow. I think I've got off to a good start. I'm not going to lie. I only managed to sign into the app, I think, yesterday. So I've been doing it a lot off the top of my head, which isn't great, but I have been doing it. I'm just making some breakfast. I have got the handy frozen stuff, some spinach and some peppers out of my freezer. I'm just going to make myself a veggie omelette and some baked beans for breakfast. And that is me today. I feel like I've got off to quite a good start, and if anything, all it's done this week is make me start thinking about what I'm going to eat and what I can prepare. I've got a good shopping, so I've got some nice meals for this week. I have done a few jobs for Gusto at the moment, so I have a Gusto box, and the great thing about Gusto is you can still add the ingredients, you can see everything that's in there, and so I can still work out the sins on the app for my Gusto meal that I'm having this evening. Can't remember off the top of my head what it is, but I will show you when it's done. So I'm going to finish this video tomorrow before my Wednesday weigh-in, and then I'll let you know how my weigh-in goes. And just try and get maybe a weekly vlog on Slim and Wild. I can't promise much more than that at the moment because I've just been so busy. But it'll be great to catch up with you guys weekly, see how you're getting on, and to share our food inspo and stuff. And yeah, that's sort of my plan going forward, because I was very overwhelmed with the amount of you that messaged me on Instagram when I did say that I had rejoined Slim and Wild, saying you'd love to see the Slim and Wild vlogs come back. So here they are. Hope you're enjoying them. I'm also getting in my mojo of actually taking videos and making the vlogs, because I've kind of forgotten how that goes. So bear with me while I get my mojo back, my Slim and Wild mojo, my vlogging mojo, all the mojos. They've all been missing for a while. So it's quite nice. Nice to get a bit of routine back, and nice to start thinking about what I'm eating and not just using my body as a bin for anything that is junk and convenient. Yeah. So that is me for this morning. I'll show you my omelette when it's done. Just frying up this spinach. I'm going to mix up my egg and pop that in, heat up some beans in the microwave, and that will be it.
Okay, so that didn't really work out. It's a bit more of a veggie scramble and beans, but hey ho, still tasted good. And my Gusto meal in the evening was this cheesy bassa fillet. So the only sins on this is the panko breadcrumbs and the cheese, which can be a healthy extra, but I didn't exactly work it out. I know, but the rest of my day had been sin-free, so I'm pretty good with that.
So that pretty much brings us to the end of this week's Slim and Well vlog. I am going for my weigh-in this evening. I'm not going to lie, I'm not expecting a massive weight loss, because it has been, as I say, a soft launch back onto Slim and Wild. I haven't been as observant of things as I know I need to be, sort of measuring and keeping track, and I have relied on free foods and knowing roughly what my sins are rather than actually working it out, which it can work, but it is a bit of a dangerous path. If you want to stay on track and you want to know where you are, you need to be logging. Those sins and healthy extras need to be weighed and measured. Anyway, so good to be back. I hope you've enjoyed today's vlog, and I will catch up with you next week with the results of my very first welcome back to Slim and Wild weigh-in. See you later. Have a great week.